Get ready, get set, because it's time to go with the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. With your host with the most, the man voted most likely to smoke out with a Yeti, Mr. Brian Brown. Mr. Brian Brown. Now sit back and relax, because it's time to go live across the world. Because it's 420 Somewhere.
What's happening, guys? What is the word? The countdown has begun to 420. That's right, guys, because it's 420 Somewhere podcast. Having to do this one from my vehicle. You guys know how it goes. Sometimes you get in a rush, but want to make sure we pump these out daily. So got to do it from the car, got to do it from a plane, got to do it from a train, got to do it because I'm insane. That's right, guys. Woo! Oh, man. How's everyone's True Crime Thursday? Oh, we got a good one. We're sticking with the vein of Halloween, and we have 3 true Halloween crime stories. Very, very cool. Brought to us by our good friends at the channel that we're going to watch it from. I can't remember. I think it's all over the place. It's going to be in the description, and they talk about it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The same video maker who the Walmarts. If you guys remember when we had my buddy Tim and we talked about Walmart and true crime. Sorry. Just smoked. I know, before 420, what am I thinking? But yeah, we got a good one for you today, guys. We got our top 5 at 420. These are going to be costume fails. Same in the vein of Halloween. These are really good ones. I laughed pretty hard on these. They're good ones. All right, guys. Also, the 31 days of giveaways for the spooky holidays. The 10,000 subscriber celebration continues. Hey, if it's your first time watching, like this fly I got going on in my car here. Hey, if it's your first time watching, make sure you make a comment. Let us know it's your first time. We've been known to send out cool stuff for first time commenters. That's right. The 31 days of giveaways, guys. So to celebrate our 10,000 subscribers, what we're doing is every day, at 7:10 we go live. Well, 7:10-ish. I was a little late this morning, thanks to the upload speeds. But 7:10 we go live. I ask the question of the day. We unbox some really cool stuff, and then we do a daily giveaway. And at the end of it, we give away a whole bunch of mess of stuff. So the daily giveaways have been anything from Pops that we've unboxed, Star Wars, Galaxy Box. We just gave those away. We got the Daily Dank trick-or-treat swag bags with a shirt and buttons and all sorts of crazy cool stuff in there. And then at the end of the month, we're going to, at the Halloween parties, which we got more information on, we're going to do the Buffy the Vampire Slayer autograph. We're going to do Art the Clown autograph. What else do we got? We got just a whole mess. Oh, the bong from the weed box. What else we got? Oh, the Smokers VIP Smokers kit from the weed box. Oh, man, all that. You don't want to miss out on these giveaways, guys. So just all you have to do is comment. answer the question of the day. Hey, if you want to get in on the Art the Clown, you're going to hashtag Art the Clown. If you want to get in on the Weed Box, you're going to hashtag TWB. And if you want to get on the daily giveaways, what you need to do is just comment and answer the question of the day. Which today's question of the day was a good one. Who would win in a straight up street fight, no rules, everything goes, between Chucky, Ash from the Evil Dead, Jason, Freddy, and just to top it off, Michael Myers? So you got the 5-way dance. And I want to know who you guys think would win, who would come out Horror King Supreme. I like that. I like this question of the day. We might stagger them and start doing some stuff like this. I like it. All right, guys, we got the top 5 at 420. And it's a good one. Costume fails. All right, guys, we're going to get into this right now. Boom goes the dynamite. Top 5 by 420, brought to you by the Healing Center, 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. Save some green on some green. We got Batman here to the Bat Cave. Whoa! Oh, you gotta watch that again. I don't know if I believe what I just saw. Oh shit! He looked like he hit his shin right on the freaking lip there too. All right, well, we got Santa Claus on a motorcycle. Oh, damn. Oh, God, yeah, definitely watch that again. Watch, Santa just disappears. Back to the North Pole, Santa. Oh, man, number 3. What the? Oh, God. That was insane. All right, number 2. Oh, God. Oh, she threw a drink at him. She threw... Oh, shit. Oh, damn. He just broke his back. All right, number 1, guys. You got another Santa. Santa a little... Oh, that was your top 5 at 420, guys. Oh, man, we got some bonus round for you. Thanks to the Healing Center. Make sure you save some green on some green. Look at these Santas. What? Boy, Santa's getting it all. Whoa. Oh! I don't know what that had to do with costumes, but oh, my God. And the last but not least, fail. All right, guys, that was your top 5 at 420. Counting down to 420, and let me know what you're smoking on today, guys. I just got into some El Cheapo lemonade. Yes, El Cheapo lemonade. Man, I'm loving that El Cheapo, guys. Check on down at the Healing Center. It's El Cheapo, and it's pretty damn fire, man. Oh, reminds me of the smoke tree that used to come in. What was it? Not Legend. Yeah, Legend OG. Yeah, that man of stuff like it. But this El Cheapo is even better because it's not all dry and crumbly. But that doesn't matter because it's 420. How was everyone's 420? Ooh, everyone feeling good? Everyone feeling loose? All right, hey, who would like to win a bong? Who would like to win a VIP smoker's kit? Well, I know most of you would, so let's check this out. It's not working, damn it. Had a commercial all lined up. But hey, if you want to win an awesome bong that I don't have a video to right now, hashtag TWB. And same with this VIP smoker kit, guys. I really like this bong. Has some nice thick glass. I'm sorry I'm not more prepared. I could have sworn that video was up. I go through so much space on my devices that I have to delete stuff constantly and dump it into other hard drives, and sometimes it doesn't make the cut. You guys know how it goes. All right, so get in on all our giveaways. Get in, that's all I'm going to say. I'm liking the 710. I don't like waking up at 710 getting these uploaded and ready for you guys, but I'm liking we have a big community shout out to everyone who's on here now. Oh man, hey, what's up everybody? Too many names to start naming off. And this morning I will name a couple. Anthony's been on there a lot. Matt Workman, Bad Culinary, Ed S, all the Teresa Deller. Teresa Deller's always on there, guys. Awesome. Big shout out to all you guys who help in the community. Really appreciate you guys. Update on the Halloween parties. We have decided that we got the dates. It's going to be the Thursday and Sunday. So I want to say the 27th and the 30th. Whatever the Thursday and the Sunday are on that, and we're gonna probably do about a 7 p.m. start time. I'll have more information. I wasn't sure about dates and stuff, so I got with Teresa. I wanted to make sure we weren't conflicting with any cool stuff that's going on. We want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to attend at least one of these murder mystery Halloween parties brought to you by the Daily Dank. Oh, these are going to be cool, guys. Everyone's going to get a character to play, and we're going to is very cool stuff. There's files and actors and whole 9 yards, man. We spare no expense. That's right. Oh man, can't get my production value up with the weed box, but I can get a murder mystery thing going, no problem. All right, so speaking of murder mystery, it's True Crime Thursday, and we're gonna get into true crime Halloween stories. These are 3 real Halloween true crime stories brought to us by our friends who are gonna say their name at the beginning of the video. Very cool. Great stories. We're gonna get into those right now, guys. So get your handy dandy notebooks out, and we're gonna solve some crimes. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, guys.
This happened a few years back on Halloween night. One of my friends and I had plans to go around the neighborhood and do the usual trick-or-treating kids our age would do. We were both 12 at the time, so not old enough for it to be weird to still go trick-or-treating, but old enough to be able to go without our parents. I remember being pretty excited for this reason alone. It would be the first year we would be able to go trick-or-treating with just ourselves, and this gave us the opportunity to choose our own route that hit all the good houses.
And get in some trouble.
The night was going like any other Halloween night. We got our bags like halfway full when it started getting late. I want to say it was around 9 p.m. by that point. Around the time people started turning off their house lights to signify they would no longer be answering the door. My friend suggested we start heading back, but I was stubborn and wanted to take advantage of every last house we could. We ended up agreeing to visit one last cul-de-sac before going back home. Now, we live in a nice neighborhood, but for whatever reason there was a huge lack of streetlights, and considering a lot of the houses now more difficult to see. As we continued our walk, seemingly out of nowhere, we both noticed the silhouette of a man walking towards us. Not like other trick-or-treaters, but rather some lone, full-grown man. As we got closer, we realized it was a police officer, and as we walked past him, he introduced himself. Shortly after, he pointed to a house further down the road, and explained how there was an older man living there who had been attempting to lure trick-or-treaters inside. He further explained that someone called it into the police, and that's why he was there in the first place. Throughout the short conversation, he would continually explain how his police car was just over there. Like, that's actually what he said, just over there, and pointed in some random direction. Even at age 12, the whole encounter felt extremely unnatural. But what the officer said next caught both of us completely off guard. He said he needed to talk to the man, but that because he was a police officer, the man wouldn't open the door for him. Though he said if we knocked on the door, the man probably would open it. And after the man attempted to lure us inside, the officer said he would jump out of the bushes and catch the man in the act. My friend and I just looked at each other. We were both speechless. To better put this into perspective, you need to understand just how outlandish this request was. This supposed law enforcement officer was requesting two 12-year-old kids intentionally walk up to the house of a man reported to have been luring kids inside. He was essentially asking children he had just met to act as bait. Neither of us responded for a while. Eventually, the officer broke the silence with something along the lines of how we needed to do this quick. By this point, we hadn't even agreed yet. I wanted to speak up and say no, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Just then, a large group of teenagers came around a bend in the street. They were heading in our direction. That's when the officer said he'd be right back, and not to go anywhere. He went off in some random direction. As the group of teenagers passed us, one of them asked us if we knew that guy. We said we didn't, and briefly explained what had just happened. Obviously concerned, the group agreed the situation was weird, and offered to walk us back home. We took them up on the offer, and that was pretty much that. My friend and I wouldn't really tell anyone about our experience. But over the years, I've started to regret not making a bigger deal about it, and reporting the situation to the police. We still don't know whether that was a real cop or not. But the older I get, the more I think it wasn't. And I mean, even if it was, putting two 12-year-olds in such a potentially dangerous situation is not acceptable as an officer of law enforcement, or as anyone for that matter. Police officer or not, I don't know what the guy's true motives were, and that thought still haunts me.
Okay. That was actually a pretty good story. I've heard of, Halloween's the perfect night. When last year I was hanging over the last few years, my girlfriend used to live in Prescott Valley and Prescott area. I go up there a lot, and the last year I've traveled up there quite a bit. And there's a shop in their mall that's like a uniform shop, but it has like for all your corrections officers, police, sheriff, and basically it's your serial killer setup shop. I mean, they do sell uniforms to legit people, but how easy it is to get uniforms, especially legit looking uniforms nowadays. I mean, heck, even the Spirit Halloween, some of them at night, dark. I mean, you might not know. That's weird. Yeah, but I've heard those stories about guys that are weirdos trying to lure children in, especially on Halloween, because everyone's in costume. It's a hodgepodge. It's a mess. Oh man, hold on to your kids tight. That story was very creepy. All right, we're gonna get into the next one right now, guys.
It was Halloween night of 2016. I was 23 at the time, and lived in my own two-story house.
Full moon.
Now, Halloween in 2016 was a lot different to anything I'd seen before. There were a few months back then where anything anyone could talk about were these killer clown sightings, and things of that nature.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And, of course, that year Halloween took
Blow up
place
those
right when the talk of
comments. Who
killer clowns
remembers
was at
about
its
the
peak.
killer clowns?
I remember a
And they're,
lot of
like,
parents not
banning
allowing
them.
their kids to do any trick-or-treating that year because of it. I myself didn't really have anything planned. I was going to hang out with a couple friends while handing out candy to the kids that came by, but that was pretty much it. Eventually, further into the night, when the doorbell rings started to slow down, the three of us, which was me and my two friends, who I'll call Thomas and Kenny for the sake of this story, started talking about general scary Halloween stuff. At one point, Thomas brought up a haunted house down the street. He explained how we should go, and see how scary it was. Now, I figured I was to the point where I was too old for all that kind of stuff. But Thomas said it was the real
Never too
deal.
old for that.
I know that's scary, but not scary enough to keep the kids away type of haunted house. Rather, this thing was legit. Or at least that's what he said. So, we all agreed to try it out. It was about a 5-minute walk to get there. I didn't say this out loud, but when we did get there, it didn't look like all that Thomas had made it out to be. Honestly, it looked like some teenagers had set it up in only a few hours. We walked inside, and I quickly realized the place was decently packed. There were a lot of other people walking through. The whole thing wasn't that scary. I got jump scared a couple of times, but that was about the extent of it. Though, that was until I saw these 3 clowns. I have to admit, the costumes were really good. You could tell they spent a lot of time on them. What was weird though, was how after they scared us, they continued through the house following us. All of the other people dressed up would just scare us once, and wait for the next people to walk through. But these guys literally followed us until we got back outside. This put me on edge, but I didn't say anything. We all walked back to my house, and shortly after, Thomas and Kenny would leave. Maybe 30 minutes after they left, my doorbell went off. Obviously, it wasn't uncommon to get late-night trick-or-treaters, but by this point it was around midnight. There was no way this was some kid looking for candy, so I ignored it. But just to hear footsteps walking around my backyard a minute later, I was now just annoyed. In my mind, I was almost positive it was just some teenagers trying to mess with me. I flickered my back porch light on and off multiple times as a way to scare them away. I looked out the window to see if it worked, and that's when I saw 3 men in clown costumes running into the darkness. My mind instantly jumped to earlier that night at the haunted house. But how could they have figured out where I lived? Unless they followed me back home. I went upstairs and texted a group chat with me, Thomas, and Kenny saying, "Guys, I think those 3 clowns from the haunted house were just in my backyard." Kenny would send a text back saying, "Dude, call the cops." I figured that wasn't a bad idea.
Why wouldn't you do that immediately?
At the very least, the cops come here and I file a report for trespassing. As I was dialing 911, the heart-dropping sound of one of the windows from downstairs shattering filled my ears.
Oh,
My
damn.
phone was still ringing by this point. I locked my bedroom door and hid in the closet. When an operator answered, I whispered that some men in clown costumes had just broken into my house not even a minute ago. I was told to lock myself in a room and hide while staying on the line. A few moments passed, when, I swear, I could hear footsteps slowly making their way upstairs. I tried to stay as silent as I could, but for the life of me, I couldn't keep my breathing down. This went on for what felt like forever, when the relieving sound of police sirens could be heard outside in the street. Shortly thereafter, followed by quick footsteps downstairs and out the back door. After the police made their presence in the house known, I would meet them downstairs. I explained how I heard the intruders leave through the back door, and they would call for backup. Those 3 clowns would not be found that night, and because they were wearing masks the whole time, there's a good chance they'll never be identified. I was left with a broken kitchen window, but surprisingly nothing stolen. Though I don't necessarily see this as a good thing, as it proves they weren't there to rob the place.
Who has that fear of
likely had
clowns?
much worse intentions. Why they targeted me specifically, though, I'm still not sure.
So, how many of you guys out there have that fear of clowns? I don't, you know what, just the fact that you almost have to reset yourself. Okay, it's still a man, he's just in a suit. Like, it's almost supernatural, like just someone in a mask, and yeah, I would have, just the fact that someone that you don't know that's like in a clown outfit or whatever trying to break in your house, oh God. People would be leaving with lead in their butts. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's get on to the next one, guys. Number 3.
This took place a while ago, when I was 14. It happened on Halloween. One of my friends and I had plans to go trick-or-treating that night. Now, I realize 14 is a bit old to still be trick-or-treating, but my friend and I figured we still had 1 year left in us. We lived in a really nice neighborhood. However, this meant that there's about an acre of front yard for each house, so it took about 3 minutes to walk between each door. But this was made up for in the amount of full-size candy bars we were given. The neighborhood basically got its reputation as one filled with a ton of rich older people
Snickers,
who would all give out full-size candy bars. Because of this, it wasn't unusual to have a lot of other people come from nearby neighborhoods to trick-or-treat. Anyway,
in Bullhead, it was
my friend and I had been
always
trick-or-treating for
the
around
golf
an hour
course area.
when we came across this one house. It had an old white van parked in the driveway, and the house itself was a lot older than most of the other houses in the neighborhood. But we could tell the house had lights on inside, and even some small Halloween decorations hung up outside, so we figured the people inside of it were likely to be handing out candy. Once we got to the front door, we rang the doorbell. After a few seconds, a middle-aged man dressed in a Scream costume opened the door. At first, my friend and I were both excited. Typically, if the house owner was dedicated enough to dress up in costume, we could be sure we were in for some top-tier candy. We both said trick-or-treat, and the guy handed us our candy without saying candy we were given. But what I do remember is what happened next. We said thank you and started walking off, but the guy told us to wait. He said he had more for us, but that we had to come inside and wait while he went to go get it. It was odd, but we were 14 and figured free candy was free candy. We walked inside and were met with a full wall of Polaroid pictures of different children in Halloween costumes.
Ow.
The man then came around the corner with the camera and explained how he always liked to take photos of the kids every Halloween because he loved seeing their different costumes. My friend and I looked at each other and back at the man. I said we shouldn't and that we should get going because our moms were waiting for us in the car. This wasn't true, but I didn't feel comfortable in that situation. It was honestly really creepy. The guy didn't say anything and just looked at us with his Scream mask as we walked back outside. As we were walking down the driveway, I glanced back at the front door. The man was just standing there, still looking at us, completely motionless. We tried to forget the whole situation as we continued trick-or-treating. 30 minutes in, and we had practically forgotten all about it. But that's when we noticed a lone white van parked on the street in front of us. This instantly made me think back to the van in that guy's driveway just 30 minutes ago. We slowed our pace a bit, both realizing there was a chance that it was the same van. A small chance, but still. Once we walked past it, it shifted out of park and into drive, now slowly inching behind us. We tried to calm down, reasoning that it was most likely just some parents driving their kids from house to house. This was more common than you would think, as like I mentioned earlier, the houses were a good 3-minute walk from each other. When we got to the next house, we noticed the van parked somewhere behind us. We waited a bit, and that's when we realized there were no kids getting out of that van. It had to have been the same guy from earlier. Dude, what do we do? We were only 10 minutes away from my house at this point, so I responded saying we should make a run for it. My friend agreed, and right as we booked it, the van did the same. We were now 100% positive this guy was following us. I looked behind us, and the van was literally right there.
Nonetheless.
We weren't going to outrun this thing. There was no chance if we stayed next to the road, and we both knew this. So we jumped a fence and cut through a field that ultimately led to my house's backyard. When we got there, we ran inside and locked all the doors. We had lost the guy. I still occasionally think about this encounter from time to time. This is by far the most disturbing thing I have ever experienced. And it would mark the last time I would ever go trick-or-treating.
Creep-y. Oh man, that was creepy. Guy with the Polaroids. That's just dirty. That's just dirty creepy. It's like a John Wayne Gacy. Anyway, what's up, guys? That was our True Crime Thursday. Keep it in that Halloween vein. We gave you 3 true crime stories. I enjoyed them. I thought those were pretty good. The link to the channel of the gentleman is down below. Make sure you're checking them out, giving them a like and a comment or whatever is acceptable on what is this? YouTube these days. Sorry guys, that 420 hitting me good, man. El Cheapo. Who knew? Who knew? Well, we know now. All right, guys, make sure you're getting in over on the dailydank.com. The 31 days of giveaways for the spooky holidays, guys. We go live at 7:10. Ask a question of the day, and you answer it. And then you jump over on the It's 420 podcast, like right now. I ask the question again. You can answer it again as many times as you want. Many answers as you want. Just blow up those comments, and you're going to get entered to win. And we're going to announce the winner of yesterday, guys. This is for a swag bag, a Daily Dank trick-or-treat bag, guys. And the winner is... Hang on, guys. Anthony Anthony, what? Oh, somebody, recall. It can't be Anthony. Oh, man. Congratulations, Anthony. We will get with Teresa Deller. I think they should have come today. I'm going to check the UPS. The shirt's the only thing we're waiting on, and then we'll get everything out. I'll get with her this weekend and get everything to everybody. Figure out the shipping and all that, or how, the transfer. Congratulations, Anthony. Oh, man. So the question of the day today, guys, if you haven't answered it, or if you want to answer it some more, is who would win in an epic street fight, guys? No rules. Everything goes. You got Ash from the Evil Dead. You got Chucky. You got Michael Myers. You got Jason. And you got Freddy. You got a 5-way dance. That's right. 5-way dance. I want to hear what you guys think. Who would come out the Supreme Monster King in that? And why? Give me some reasoning. I'm kind of leaning more towards Freddy because he could manipulate the situation. He's the more supernatural one. Where the other ones are just hard to kill long term. My vote's Freddy, but I want to hear what your reasoning is and who you're going with, guys. Chucky could be a little crazy guy. Just, what is it, death by 1,000 cuts. That's how you, 10,000 cuts, whatever it is. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up and get on out of here. Appreciate everyone. We'll be live tomorrow at 7:10 with your 7:10 countdown to 31 days of giveaways. Halloween party information, now that we got the dates, is coming very, very soon, guys. I wanted to get those videos out today, but we wanted to make sure we had the dates right. And now that we do, you'd be expecting it either tonight or first thing in the morning. All right, guys, we will wrap this up, and I will see you next time on It's 420 Somewhere. What? We'll see you guys.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.